Shot of rain. You need to rush to under the roof. No, this way, bird mate. Don't. No, this way. This way. This way. It's raining. Okay. Still there. Where are the other three? You can barely even see the lighthouse, but that is the pilot boat returning from the twin transfers. I imagine that'll be 4 POB. I'm guessing, I haven't heard. Yeah, I just heard them say 4 on board. So it is indeed. I was picking up a bit of rubbish there in the pouring rain. Whatever that is. Gaviscon. There's your pilot boat with 4 POB. I think there may have been a mishap here somewhere. Yeah, follow her hand signals there about what happened. They are recounting it. He obviously went a cropper. He's a mess. He really is. I hope they're not in a car. He's going to make his car a mess. He does not look very happy. I don't blame him. I couldn't resist. I had to have a look. As far as we can tell, I had to have a look. I can't see them. I can't see them. I can't see anything at all, really. But I can't see them. Okay. Look at that. The extent of the rubbish here is breathtaking. The bottles that are in there, they might as well have emptied a recycling lorry in there. But the number of bottles there. Just there. Shocking. Right, as we were. That's forever gonna be a thing in my mind now. You know, what happened to the 3? Where are they? I can't believe that they're not littered around here somewhere. Can't see any sign of them. Intriguing. We're right up by the bus stop, so you stop. Be free for that last little bit. And this way. Go on. Right, we're back in the car. I was just recovering and sat here feeling rough and coughing and choking and doing what I do before we make a move. And I just thought, oh, well, let's have a look at the AIS and let's have a look at the ADS-B. And this is Flight Radar 24, actually. Well, I spotted something that got me attention. This 4 zeros. And I thought, well, what's that? On the ADS-B, actually, if I switch to that, can I switch to that easily? Right, there's the ADS-B. If you zoom in, what really got me attention was the icon for whatever aircraft that is, because it almost looks like a drone, doesn't it? Well, that's probably what it flipping is. And, you know, it's obviously doing a real pattern on top of this one specific location. And it says Agratas Battery Factory. So I was expecting some big industrial complex, you know, with a big hangar-like structure. But again, if I go back to the Flight Radar 24, right, where are we? If I zoom in, and zoom in, of course it's a map, isn't it? Proper, not a map, it's proper satellite imagery. Right, and then I got to thinking, well, that's not what I was expecting. That doesn't look like a factory. And if you zoom in, actually, let me lose the track. If you zoom in on the site, I mean, that's not a flipping. How's that a factory? You know, what are we looking at there? And it looked to me almost military, the way it was presented. You know, a very strange bunker sort of system here. Separate bunker areas, and I thought, well, that's all a bit strange. And why is this aircraft doing a real hardcore search of this area, which is obviously got some other purpose? If you zoom right in, look at all these, look at all this. I mean, that looks absolutely military, doesn't it? Right, so let's go back to the ADS-B. So yeah, on the ADS-B it says Agratas Battery Factory, with the drone flying back and forth, round over that area. So I googled the factory, and it's going to be a battery factory, you know, a proper gigawatt hours battery cells for vehicles, blah blah blah, economic impact, all of that stuff. But that answers it. Location: the site is located at the former Royal Ordnance Factory. So that explains why it was all laid out in sort of like bunkers, separate bunkers, and well, it would be, wouldn't it? For an ordnance factory, you'd have everything spread out and in separate bunkers. So yeah, I don't know, the crazy things you end up looking at. Anyway, yeah, it's near Bridgewater. So get out of that. And it's still flying about. Only 300 foot, but it's got an ADS-B transponder. Anyway, enough of that. Let's sorry about that. Bear chatting away here. I just thought that was a little bit interesting. Part of me thinks, what a shame that all of that history, the ordnance. I wonder how long the ordnance factory was there for. You know, First World War maybe, or longer. Who knows? Shame all that's going to be done away with. That would be historically interesting to wander about there, wouldn't it? Yeah, maybe with a spade.